WholeOfEngland here, and welcome to another video. So, today I have got one hell of a replay for you. So, this is a game I had yesterday, and it doesn't really seem like 5 minutes since I last showed you me breaching my all-time damage record, and I've done it again, somehow. So, again, this was in the Conqueror, and what I was really doing was mainly just grinding for the anchorage. I'd somewhat left it quite late, so I will be doing a video on that for my sort of first impressions on that ship. But at the time I was doing just some of the direct civs, and the last ones were just getting base XP, so I thought, well, why not head in the Conqueror, because that's going to really give me the sort of best chance of getting higher XP, because I perform the best in these sort of ships. So I hopped into the Conqueror, so I wasn't really expecting much of a good game. I mean, for once I had loaded armor piercing, as you can see, because I usually do high explosive for either any DDs or battleships that get spotted first, but the game before, as you can see on screen, yeah, I found that armor piercing definitely worked much better than high explosive did in some situations, and you're about to see how that works now. So I've just dropped the salvo off to the Stalingrad, switched over to high explosive, just tracking these shells because I'm thinking, hey up, that's looking good. 41.9k salvo there, taking the first kill and getting a tri-citadel. So yeah, obviously I had to put in chat something there because that was just a rather nice beginning shot. And yeah, so you can see the enemies like, yeah, the team. So the next thing I start going is for the Conqueror. So I've already loaded the high explosive because after I fired that I could already see that there were some ships coming in, and usually what I like to do, especially with Conquerors and Montanas, is fire, hate, high explosive, and I don't stop firing high explosive unless they give me obviously a nice flat broadside, and then I can get upwards of 40k, and not even citadels, usually just penetrations. I mean, I believe I got one recently on a Conqueror because they were doing a really heavy push and managed to get, I think it was like 9 just full penetrations, and that got me 39,000 damage, so it's definitely worth using armor piercing when you're given an opportunity like that. So we have actually been smoked up by the Shimakaze, so it's quite good because it's allowing us to somewhat fire behind, I guess, an island, because that's how smokes work in the game. They work as a sort of effective mass which blocks any sort of any actual straight visual from the other side. So it's basically like having an island there. So the only thing that would really spot me is anything from the right, so I can really fire past that. However, the Carvas has unfortunately gone behind this island, so I can't really do too much to actually get past that. So the next thing I start doing is firing on the Thunder, and yeah, you can see there, so nothing is currently spotting me, which is good. So I'm like, okay, yep, I'll just go forward and just keep on firing. And we do obviously get a fire there with the massive fire chance that does come with the British battleships, and we also get a nice amount of damage. So already, we're only a couple of minutes into the battle. I mean, there's 16 minutes left, and we're already sitting at 70k, and gaining as we did get fire, so I'm now just waiting for this Haragumo to actually get spotted so I can fire, but unfortunately he has actually dropped a smoke, so I think, well, I might as well fire at the car first instead, as he's spotted. And I mean, yeah, I'm already reloading. There's going to be another set of shells actually loading in the next 15 seconds. So at this point, I obviously see the Haragumo's there. I'm thinking, well, he's going to be dropping torpedoes in that position. He can see me. He's definitely dropped them, and I can see at this point, hey, he's trying to leave me in here. There's no real reason why he'd really obviously it is a spamming ship, but I thought, well, obviously there's going to be a reason why he's shooting here, so I'm like, well, I'm just going to keep on pushing down into this gap and just deal with whatever's there next. So obviously you can see there's a massive force really pushing over to the right side of the map as well, so there is a sort of lesser force over here, so it is easier for us to really actually handle. And just as expected, here are the torpedoes to the left, and he's still trying to spam me, you know, trying to get my attention and that, but thankfully it didn't work, and I've still got the majority of my health. And obviously being a Conqueror, I'm able to basically just heal an entire ship after it's been burnt. But that is only in the instance that it is not Citadel or torpedo damages. You know, that's what can't really be healed to much of an extent. And there we go, we're already back up to 78,000 HP. And I just think, well, might as well start firing this Akiri. Load at some armor piercing, and then just sort of hope he's in the same position. I mean, looking back, I kind of wish that I hadn't fired initially and just waited to sort of change my shells and go straight for armor piercing and wait for that. But regardless, I'm like, well, I'll just take this shot anyway, because if I get it, it will be quite rewarding to get a nice Citadel on a carrier. So those shells are now coming in, but as you could see just then, I had 5 people looking at me, which isn't usually good. And unfortunately there we did actually only get 1 ricochet, so we didn't get any damage, but I guess it's worth a try. And yeah, you can see from my right I've now got a lot of armor-piercing shells coming in. 20,000 HP. That's not good. And I've still got people aiming and shooting at me, so I'm overall not in the best position here. I've got a double fire. And just generally, it's just looking really bad. So, I mean, you've probably seen by the title of this video how much damage I've done, which was, well, it is the most, as I say, I've ever done. And at the moment, in this position, with how much I've currently got at the moment, I've still got to get over another 200,000 damage. So, you know, this was very, very close. I mean, yeah, look at that. I got to 7. I'm at 6,000 HP here. So, that heal has definitely saved me. So, at this point, I'm just trying to get to cover so nothing can spot me and I can heal up. And at the same time, also return some shots over to these guys just to give myself a better chance. So thankfully, the Haruguma has been taken out by the Des Moines, so that is 1 less person to take out. And there we go, we get a nice 10k salvo on the Thunderer. Yeah, okay, and then we get another 6,000 with even more penetration, so overall, very good. So at this point, I'm like, I can either push out or I can stay. So I've got 57 seconds, and usually what I would have done is just gone, you know what, sod it, let's go. And I saw this Hindenburg coming out. I was really considering sort of just pushing past this island because he's giving me a broadside. I could just wipe him out at this point. And I was considering, I'm like, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? But at the same time, I've only got 30 seconds left till my actual heroes here. I mean, that's basically just, you know, a little bit longer than the shell's reload time, so I might as well just sit here and wait. So at this point I did just sit here, and I believe I do just say in chat I'm just waiting to heal, so not looking like I'm camping in that. But then again, at the same time, thinking about it, it shouldn't really matter anyway, because I am the furthest pushing ship on the team at the moment, so, you know, there's no real problem with me holding back and waiting for my team to catch up anyway. So now I can see that my HP, well, I'm sorry, my repair party's actually come off cooldown. I let that go. And now from 25,000 HP, you can now see me get, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I've already said. I can now start getting all my HP back, and that Thunderer is giving me a wonderful broadside. He's not even trying to turn away at this point. I just got a 50k salvo on the Thunderer with a triple Citadel, taking my total up to 170,000 damage. I'm going to be honest, I don't think that guy was too pleased with that. So I don't actually manage to score the, to get the kill there, but regardless, I've just gotten a 50k salvo. I thought it was actually the Stalingrad, but that was actually like I think that was a 40,000 salvo, but even so, close enough. And now we start firing on this car first, who has also decided he wants to give me a chance to get even more damage. I mean, he's turning away a bit now, but regardless, I get another 15k salvo there with 4 penetrations and an over penetration. So, yeah, at this point, it's just sort of farming damage. Now, these sort of games where you get this amount of damage, it's got to be very, very, very specific circumstances, and these would just the perfect conditions to really get this. So, first of all, I'm firing another salvo over at this car first. There we go, get another 10k, and I start loading high explosive as he's going to be turning away, so I might as well now try and get some fire damage. But, as I was saying, it needs to be a very sort of close, well, very perfect conditions. So, at the moment, you can see it is really a very even game here. As you can see, we've got 2 points, they've got 2 points, and at the moment, they're at a slight disadvantage, which means, you know, we're doing slightly better just with a single ship advantage there. But regardless, it is a very close game here, and it is going to be brought even more in our favour to us, as this Curvus will be dead. But at the same time, you need the rest of your team to not be too good to be getting the actual kills and damage off those ships, and it's got to be more yourself, which is the sort of, I guess, turning point in the game. So at the moment, I'm currently finishing off this car first here. I mean, shells are in. There we go, I actually finished them off with fire. At this point, I'm like, oh, they are all at this point. So rather than going for the A point, I can see the Shimakaze's going for it. I don't think it shows me going into the map, but basically I set my autopilot over to basically just head all the way to, like, straight for the enemies. As I can see, that's where they all are. They're going to be pushing into our points, so it's basically up to me and the other guys to really start pushing them back. So you actually see the Montana is pushing up now as well, and our Richthofen is starting to run away. Yeah, so you can see there is currently a Slava over there. There's the Montana further back, the Stalingrad, and then a few of the ships as well as the actual carrier, but we're not entirely sure where that is at the moment, so he could have moved. Anyway, so I start firing on this Slava here, just a perspective shot. But anyway, as I was sort of going off point there, so it's really effective. You need to have sort of the perfect conditions of, you know, it's got to be a very close game, and you've got to be getting just a sort of advantage over your teammates so you can actually get that damage done. You've got to be the deciding factor, and you've got to effectively carry the match, in a sense. So, I mean, at this point, it's not looking like, you know, I'm not even going to need to really do much at all. Because you can see at the moment it is currently a 4 versus 6, and we've even got a destroyer, so that's obviously very helpful too. So really, there's not really that much to do. So I keep on firing at this Slava here because he is, you know, the only sort of real target I can hit, and the one I can probably do the most damage to. So he's also giving me a broadside at the moment, so I do load up the armor piercing and send over into his direction, and he has returned fire. And these are coming in, and we do get a nice 5 penetration, so we got a quick 8k and a 6k there, so that is 14,000 damage. So overall, very nice. And there is their carrier, so he is actually playing rather smart because he's playing with his own fleet. And he is trying to sort of get out of the battle there as well, but he is just in my range, and I think that must have been the Montana that just got a hit on him then, because he got most of his HP just wiped out. And then I just send in a few additional shots there to try and do something. Unfortunately, that one does ricochet, and the other one doesn't seem to hit. So, slight issue there, but I mean, regardless, that's not too bad. So I'm now just looking at whether I can hit the Slava, but I then noticed there is currently a Montana giving me a broadside. So instead, I think, well, hey, let's go for that instead. I mean, broadside Montana, sure thing, let's go. So he has actually fired at me, but thankfully, because I've got the legendary modification, as you've probably seen at the start of the video, I'm able to actually turn a lot faster than I would have done if I was sporting a different upgrade. So the Hakiru is now sort of sitting there, he's really parked. I thought he was actually going to start reversing, but these smoke funnels at the top actually stopped, and because I mean, I still really use the smoke funnels because I've only recently started using mods. I mean, I've uninstalled most of them that I had. I've just got a couple, so you can see I've got the time to winning and a couple of other things, so the actual, are they going forwards, backwards or stationary, and that's really it. So yeah, this Slava, he's giving me a broadside here. He is actually dueling the Montana, but I'm like, well, I'll try and help our Montana out because he's going to be in trouble here, which he is. He's only got 14,000 HP left, so I'll just keep on firing at the Slava. So our Richthofen does start dropping some torpedoes off, and there we go, I managed to get a Citadel. Unfortunately, I can't confirm the kill there, but regardless, I did get a nice salvo on him, and that gets our 7th Citadel, and we can start helping our Montana take out the enemy Montana. However, you can now see it is longer now to the point that we're going to be winning, as we are now very close with the amount of ships we'd got. So it is a 3-1 at this point. So you can currently see I'm at 271,000, so I think that was one of my older records of amount of damage. So at this point I'm thinking, you know what, this is possible to actually get a really good amount of damage done here and see if I can actually reach my all-time damage record. So I just keep on firing at this Montana. Unfortunately, our friendly Montana, yeah, you can see he's got salvos coming in. He's dead. That's him. He's gone, unfortunately. So that now leaves it as a 3 versus 3. So this is where I do really sort of need to start carrying. However, thankfully the Worcester, I mean, because I was actually considering ramming him, because I was thinking, well, if he's got full HP the last time I looked, I may as well go and try and ram him just to try and secure that damage. But instead I thought, you know what, at this point I'm just going to start dueling this Montana. I start loading high explosive because he's currently facing, you know, face on. And yeah, the Montana thankfully just bounces on that, so that doesn't get a significant amount of damage onto me there. And now it's just a fact of really spamming this guy and taking all of his HP. So we're currently on 295,000 damage, which means we have actually breached our all-time damage record, which is about 280 odd K. So we're we're doing really well. We're doing really well here. We're over 300,000. That's it. I mean, I saw the 300k. I'm going, oh my god, I've just done 300,000 damage. You know, that's a ridiculous amount. And it just keeps on going. You know, you can see that the Montana has currently got 24,000 HP, and we've still got 2 minutes left of the game. Our Hindenburg is currently capping a point, so it is going to be reducing, you know, the time for them to win. But, you know, at this point it is going to be just a pretty solid GG. Our Hindenburg is actually pushing in. He doesn't seem to have any shots on at the moment, so it is allowing me to really get the majority of the damage here. So, got the final shells loading in. Fire those off. Boom. And we get to 328,000 damage, which is all the damage we really do in this game. I mean, I do start looking over to that Hikuru, but, you know, it's not really going to be possible because there's a sort of island in the way, and he's got 1,600 damage left. And I think that's game. Yeah, as I am putting 328k so far. Yeah, GG. Because I mean, that is, as I say, that is a ridiculous. I didn't think I'd ever really breach 300,000 damage. So for me, that is pretty amazing because I'm unsure whether I'll ever really breach that actual record, and that is the end of the game. So I gotta say, I really enjoyed that. That was a sort of combination of just both the perfect conditions and as well the enemies really just giving me some really nice opportunities there. We'll take a look at the actual scoreboard. As you can see on screen at the moment, 627,000 credits with 11,500 experience points as well as 3,909 free XP. And you can see we have currently got the Devastating Strike. We've got the, I think that's the Fireproof, I believe that is. We've got the Dreadnought Achievement, the First Blood, and the High Caliber. Or was that a Witherer? I'm not entirely sure. I think that may be Witherer, but regardless, I think that is probably for the amount of fire I've done. And then the actual damage I've done. So 328,758 with 7 Citadels. I mean, I posted this in my clan thing, and he put, and one of the guys replied with the perfect balance of HE and AP spammers. I've got 7 Citadels and 7 fires, so perfectly balanced. 128 main battery hits with only 3 aircraft shot down, 3 destroyed. I mean, if I'd got those 2 kills where I left them on like 1,000 each, I would have also got a Kraken. That would have been very nice, but honestly, I'm happy with just even winning because usually in these situations you find you don't actually win. Now, we'll go on to the team score. Yep, on top of the team, I'm going to be honest, that was not a surprise. 2,771. That's, you know, it's a fair amount above the guy below me, which has got just under 2.5k, and then below that, yeah, it's either way, I think that's just a rather good score. So you'll probably find this next part interesting with the detail report. I only shot at 6 ships. That is crazy. So there's the Gross-Car first, which has got 80,000, the Montana, which has got 61,000, the Stalingrad just under 42,000, the Thunder 87, the Slava 47, and the Hikuru with 9,709. So, as you can also see, I've not really done that much with high explosive as I usually do with spamming in these ships to just get damage. I've actually only done 66,000 with high explosive, and with fires was only 51,000. Armour piercing alone did 210k. That is ridiculous. That is really good. I've got to say, that is a really good result. I'm very happy with that. So, that's you know, just showing you don't have to be really spamming high explosive in these ships to get a crazy amount of damage. And then we'll just quickly go over to the final bit here. So the credits and XP. So yeah, we've obviously had to pay 162k for the sort of resupply and service. However, you know, 465, that's still a good amount considering there were no credit flags really applied there. And yeah, that's just brilliant. And you can see the Commander XP is 21,000. So that's pretty much it from this video, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed playing it, and I'm really enjoying just recording this as well to show you guys. So if you want to see more of this in future, you know, I don't know, say replays, or replay analysis, updates, reviews, just really anything World of Warships, as well potentially any War Thunder in the future, then make sure to subscribe if you're not already, and make sure to leave a like as it does help these videos get a little bit more sort of engage. Well, the engagement in these videos definitely really helps these videos get a bit more traction and more people see it, so it just supports the channel. So if you could drop a like as well, that would be amazing. And anything you want me to cover in the future, just let me know in the comments below. But that's it from me, so thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and goodbye.